I think that had a cumulative effect on the governor's thinking, on the State Board of Education's thinking. I think it all sort of added up along the way.
You said Monday, March 23rd, the State Board of Education sort of steps in, if you will, and makes that decision to close all statewide public schools, and many had already closed by that point. And many people noted, though, that in doing so, Idaho became among the last states. I think at that point, there was only 4 states that hadn't made that decision statewide. Can you just speculate a little bit on some of the dynamics there? Why was Idaho sort of reluctant? Why was the governor not doing that before?
Well, Governor Little pinned a lot of his approach to the school closures on guidelines from the Centers for Disease Control. The CDC issued guidelines that said that an early statewide school closure doesn't necessarily stop the spread of coronavirus, and it creates other problems too. It creates more of a pressure on the social network that is part and parcel to a public school system. So the governor attached a lot of his thinking to the CDC guidelines, and what he said was, this is a local decision at this point. Districts can do what they want to do. But he also made it pretty clear that he was encouraging schools to stay open, at least for the time being. This is 10 days ago. I mean, the story has moved so quickly in just the span of a few days. On March 15th, a week ago Sunday, the governor did a conference call with administrators, school administrators, said his preference would be for them to stay open based on the CDC guidelines. Almost immediately, school districts across the state said they were going to close their doors immediately. They were going to roll out a closure, maybe extend spring break or start spring break early, waive absentee rules, and basically give students leeway if their parents decided to keep them home. The state's largest school district, which I think was really interesting, it kind of gives you a sense of the mindset. On March 15th, the day of the governor's conference call, the West Ada School District, 40,000 kids, suburban Boise, by far the largest district in the state, came out and said, we're going to keep our doors open. That was about 3 o'clock on that Sunday afternoon. It was a long Sunday for us because we were tracking what was going on all over the state. By 9 o'clock, West Ada went on its website and said, based on what we've heard from staff and from parents, we're closing our doors immediately. So a very quick pivot by the largest district in the state. I think that cumulative effect, districts across the state, large and small, urban, suburban, and rural, all saying, we're going to close. We're going to, at least extend spring break or go into an immediate closure. I think that had a cumulative effect on the governor's thinking, on the State Board of Education's thinking. I think it all sort of added up along the way.
You can see more of Kevin's reporting on these and other topics at idahoednews.org. And for more Northwest news on coronavirus and all other topics, come to our website, NWPB.org. Thank you for joining us here in the unique Northwest.